We're here to talk just briefly about what just happened in the House of Commons today. For those that were watching, we were really disappointed to see the minister's behavior. Many people can't see the cameras in the House of Commons. When Mr. Cooper got up and had a statement to call on the government to continue to do everything they can possible for the safe return of Ms. Azer's children, he gave thumbs down and he yelled back at the opposition. It was unbelievably disrespectful. This is a woman who has been going through the most difficult, most challenging time that any parent could imagine for the last 15 months. And this is the tone this government has carried in their dealings with myself as her member of parliament and the treatment of her. She's a victim. And this is inappropriate. I'll let Mr. Speaker say Mr. Cooper say a few words about what took place today in the House.
Well, thank you, Gord. And I was rising in the House on a member's statement to call on the government to make the return of the Azer children a priority. It's a matter that is important to me. Alison and her children are former constituents of St. Albert. They have many strong and deep connections to our community. This is not a partisan issue. This is a Canadian issue. I think everyone across Canada wants to see the expedited return of these 4 Canadian children, that they come home safe and sound. And so I was alarmed when Liberal MPs across the way started to heckle me, and then the Minister of Foreign Affairs continued to join Liberal caucus members in heckling me, and then capped it off with a thumbs down. Alison Azer was in the gallery and watched as the minister gave a thumbs down as we called on the government to make the return of her children a priority. It is completely unacceptable that the minister would show such disrespect to a Canadian mother who has 4 children in harm's way. And what's worse is it's one thing to make a mistake in the heat of a moment, but the minister had an opportunity to retract, to apologize, and he refused to do so, not once, but not twice. And it really is a very, very sad day, and it's unfortunately, as Gord said, indicative of the tone and approach that this government has taken to this important file.
Thank you very much to Gord and to Michael and to all the parliamentarians that have stood by me through these 15 months of extraordinarily difficult times. Today was one of many days I've sat in the gallery, and it was the first time I felt truly disrespected and dishonored, not just on behalf of myself, but on behalf of my children and my parents. And I expect more from this government. They can do more, and they must do more. If not action, at least I think that we deserve some respect. And I was truly disappointed to see the foreign minister exhibit such unbecoming behavior on such an important issue to Canadians.
What was your sense of what he was turning thumbs down to?
I was in shock, quite frankly, when I started to hear the heckling and got a sense of the gestures. I was just in shock. I didn't understand what was going on. And I still don't understand how such behavior can take place in this House on a topic like this. Thank you. I would like to speak with him. I visited his office yesterday asking for a few moments of his time. He was unavailable for me. I would like an opportunity to speak with him. I have met with him in the past, and I would like to give him an opportunity to bring me up to date on what actually is being done to expedite the return of my children to Canada. It's almost been 15 months. They are in harm's way. And if not now, then when?
So you met with officials, but not with the minister yesterday, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what did they say to you?
They say that it is, they said that any objective observer would know that they're treating this with the utmost urgency. And I asked for indicators of success, and there were few, if any.
So do you get the sense, do you feel that they're doing everything they can, or do you feel that they're not?
No, they're not doing everything that they can, and it's been indicative of my journey with them over the last, since they came to office. This has been a very disappointing and distressing time, and I have been, I think, as reasonable as a parent can be under such circumstances.
Do they know where your children are right now? Do you know where your children are right now?
Yes, they're in Urumia, Iran, northwestern Iran. My children are with an international fugitive. This is a criminal matter. There are 4 counts of kidnapping against my ex-husband, their father. This is a criminal matter. It's not an international custody dispute.
Are you able to be in contact with them at all? And do you know how they do?
No, I have not been in contact with my children. The father has not allowed it. He's prohibited it. And Global Affairs has yet to make any gestures to have any visits with the children, any checks on their welfare.